What's goody with Papa YouTube? It's your boy Who's Mans. You already know what time it is. Bringing you on another 32 team playbook series. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button because we're going to do all 32, and this is killing me right now. But hit the like for me. So this playbook is actually pretty nice, but I'm gonna go through the roster right now, the little depth chart. This Jags team on offense, they have some weapons. The only thing that sucks is that like the offensive line isn't the best. The running backs aren't really the best. Trevor Lawrence really isn't like the best either. It's like they're almost. I think next year the Jags, if they keep this current roster and ETN gets healthy and all that stuff, this squad is going to be very deadly as far as Madden goes, and they'll need to improve on defense. But man, this your boy struggled online with this Jags team because the defense isn't like the way I like it, but it is what it is. But anyway, looking at this roster, Trevor Lawrence, good speed, a pretty decent arm. I think the one thing that makes him not as good is he doesn't have escape artists or any throwing abilities. At least is what So some of the stuff you want to do just isn't as good. Like if you were to use the Cardinals or the Ravens, even the Cowboys, it's just, you can feel it. James Robinson, ETN, good 1-2 punch. ETN, I prefer to use him just because this is more of a spread playbook. The fullbacks, I put Carlos Hyde there. I messed around and did all that, but you got Marvin Jones, who's your number one, like big body, go get it wide receiver. And then you got DJ Chark, who's 6'4" with 94 speed, his 93 acceleration. So if you need a deep touchdown, you can definitely hit him up. You got Laviska Shenault, and you got Jamal Agnew, who's I'd say you're really good slot guys, depending on what you want to do. If you have your little bubbles or your crossing routes, you can even use Shenault as like a running back as well. He definitely has the size. He has the moves for it. Now, he definitely did a lot in college as well. And then Agnew is kind of the same. He's similar to Rondell Moore. So it was weird. I was trying to make the analogy that this is like a poor man's Cardinals team minus the tight ends and the offensive line. But yeah, man, this offense is something to, it's something. You can definitely get it going. The tight ends are serviceable. You just can't do as much with them. So don't bank on them doing too much. All right, so we're looking at the actual playbook now. You see here, they're not going to have a lot of under center formations. It's a lot of, you see there's only 4 under center. Single back, I should say, formations. They're pretty good though. You can make it work, but you definitely want to stay out of under center in this playbook, at least, depending on the team you're using. But if you're using a team like I said, the Ravens, the Cardinals, even the Cowboys, the Eagles, another good team to use. Those are teams that's more suited for their playbook like this. This play here is one that I was messing around with. It has an option route, and that's that Z spot has that option route. And basically, I just wanted to see what would cause it to do a post, a corner, and to just sit in the zone. This here is a cover 1 man, and as you see there, the X receiver, he's gonna sit down. So if it's man, cover 1 man, and I believe cover 2 man, they just run that little hitch route. And then next, I'm going to do cover 2 or Tampa 2. In this case, if they run Tampa 2, cover 2, any kind of cover 2 zone, he's going to run the corner as you see there. And I'm just throwing this ball away. Another variation you can do out of this is drag your outside receiver on the bunch side. And basically it's just going to suck down that zone in the outside a little bit. And you see there it leaves it more room. But because I'm so close to the end zone, you know, it makes it a little harder. Next, I'm showing you guys against cover 3. And as you see here, he just sits down in that zone. Obviously, I wouldn't have thrown that, well, as opposed to today, but you know, you wouldn't really want to throw anything like that. But another thing you could do is throw a drag under there, and because you have a lot of clear out routes, that drag should be nice coming across the middle there. So there's an option there for you on cover 3. In this case here, I'm showing you guys against cover 4. Once again, he's just going to sit down in the zone there. And then lastly, this is against a cover 0, just a big blitz. So here, they're going to run the post, and I just blocked the tight end to get more time, but obviously it didn't really matter. But against a blitz like this, he's going to run the post, and boom, you see there. So I mentioned this in the Giants gameplay on one of these formations, but you know, when you have a condensed formation like that, it makes it a little bit harder to throw this kind of play. But when they're further off the line, you have less help, so it makes it a lot easier. Now we're in the pistols. You see pistol wing slot. They have dagger, PA slip. A lot of pretty neat plays, but not many. Doubles Y off. Once again, there's not many plays, but that PA cross is really good, especially against cover 3. Only thing I would do is drag Arnold. If they're blitzing, block your running back. If not, send them out on a swing route to the right side, the same direction as that crossing route by Chenault, which should result in the middle zones there having to either take the high read, giving you the underneath for the tight end there, and then if they come down, then you can give it to the slot receiver going across the middle of the field. And also, if they do a really good job of taking that away, usually that deep dig by Jones Jr. does a good job, especially against, like I said, cover 3, because it'll take that away from the middle, and then the deep dig usually is just open afterwards. So those are your quick reads on that one. Next, you got the pistol Y off trips. As you see there, a couple of different plays. You got strong flood, lead option, just a couple of plays, not that many. The power O in this play is actually kind of nice. Arnold and the tackle kind of allows the outside edge defender to get further downfield to create more of a gap on the outside. Usually power O's are more of a inside run, whereas this one seems to be more of a outside run. So you have that. So next we have Deuce Close. Actually, I forgot it shows it the third formation in there for some reason. So we're gonna end up going back to split slot. You see shovel option. Not the greatest play, but I mean it does work sometimes. Power lead, flood, the mesh post wheel is pretty cool as well. And I'll show you guys how those plays work as well. Basically, the drags are going to stop if it's zone. They're going to just hold up right where you see the break in the drag. So Jones Jr. is going to stop just outside of the edge defender over there if it's zone. But if it's man, he's going to keep running, as you saw him do that. And then here you see this is zone, and you see both of them just stop. So definitely take notice of that. Because there are times where you may want to run this play, and if you don't re-drag them, they'll stop, and then you'll throw it at a weird time and overthrow it, throw a pick. That's definitely happened to me a couple of times, so definitely looking at that one. Usually I like to throw those a bit early. Like as soon as he crosses the face right there, boom, I'll throw it. So we're going to keep going through the playbook. The PA halfback wheel is pretty cool as well. Next we got wing tight. Not my favorite formation, but I mean it does work if you have really good tight ends. Once again, the Ravens, the Raiders, really just any team, the Niners, any team with a good set of tight ends. The Patriots also would work really well. Double post is great against cover 4. And also this is a good running formation just because there's 3 tight ends in this and it is a gun. So it allows you to get the block set up. Next we got Deuce Close finally. This Deuce Close actually has a play that was in the Bills playbook. But, you know, it is what it is. You have wing slot weak, which another good formation there. I utilize this formation quite a bit. I have quite a bit of play out of this one, especially using Ohio spacing. There's a kind of play that Sean Payton uses out of, maybe not this formation in particular, but a trips set. So basically you put you see O'Shaughnessy there on a comeback route. I would put Arnold on a comeback route as well, and then put Chark on a deep out. And you're reading, and this usually uses against zone, but you're reading the Mike linebackers you see there, and then the either the corner or the outside linebacker, whoever that is. You read those two. And in zone, usually O'Shaughnessy is completely open. But, however, if they, for some reason, put that outside linebacker on a hard flat, then Chark, if you see him step forward, then, you know, usually you want to look at Chark because the Jones clear out route usually takes that outside corner away. If it's cover 3, if it's cover 2, then usually O'Shaughnessy is open, or Arnold. So you have quite a few opportunities in this. And in cover 4, it also works really well. But you see there, O'Shaughnessy is pretty open right there, and you can hit him really quickly. And when you put both of those tight ends on comeback routes like that, usually the user doesn't know which one to go to. And you just throw it to whatever one. You know, if he goes towards O'Shaughnessy, throw it towards your Arnold, which I didn't set it up there. Also, this is a post-com, so it's a little weird. I'm trying to remember what I did here, but you see there that outside linebacker went heavily with Chark. There are times where he'll go towards O'Shaughnessy, and then you can throw that out route like immediately. As soon as he breaks, throw it immediately and low ball it, because what happens is that streak will occupy the corner enough, and then you can end up throwing it to Chark. But here he occupies Chark, so you throw it to the tight end right there. And this is a good play. You want to sprinkle it in there every so often, which I have an issue with not changing up plays enough, and I run the same play too much over and over, where your opponent gets used to you running the same play over and over. You got to switch it up, or they'll catch on to what you're doing. So, but yeah, this is a great play to sprinkle in, especially if you know your opponent does a lot of cover too. Also, real quick, it's great because you can sprinkle a run in with that too, and it's the same look. So you put that tight end over there, you have extra blocking towards that side. But we're in normal Y off, another good formation. But in this playbook, it doesn't have as many good plays. That Y shallow cross, I'll show you guys a play here in a second that I used against my opponent who, it's really good against cover 4 and, cover 0. So this is the clip. This is from a Giants game. I ended up getting just worked. But he gives me a cover 4 look, as you see right here. Usually the cover 4 look, you have your outside corners backed off and then, closer to the same distance as your safeties. And if you understand the principles of cover 4, that deep dig is going to be taken by the safety, taking him out of the play. Ingram is going to be running a drag underneath. And then you have either a comeback route from Galladay or you have a deep out. And usually you have Barkley running to in route towards the wide side of the field. And basically that just leaves the deep middle of the field completely wide open. And you see here the route running and release, even though he's slower, is a lot better. So when you throw it on the break, that corner's not going to react as soon as you think. So you have a lot of time, and you see here I threw it as soon as he breaks, and I get it in there for a nice touchdown. So next we have doubles Y off, which is a good formation, but once again it doesn't have all the plays I'd like in it. So you have to be a little patient with this playbook, because there are some other things in this playbook that are very nice that I think you can use without, the Cardinals, for instance, is my favorite playbook. They do have this angle curls, which is great. I think I showed you it last time, but I'll show you it again just in case you didn't see that video. Against zone, that hitch by the number one on the double side on the left there by Jones Jr. On zone, that route gets really open. You throw it, it's a timing route, throw it early. Does a really good job of getting open. And then against man, usually that route by Robinson or your running back, usually I'd have Etienne doing that, but he does a really good job of torching linebackers. And don't forget about that route by your tight end. If it's cover 2, if they play cover 2 a lot, what happens is Robinson's going to occupy that, and he gets in just a nice part of the zone. But I think it's again a timing route. So, a lot of the stuff that I do on here is more, I try to do it more towards real life, like a real life scheme, and not so much like, oh, well, I know that this zone dumbs out if I do this. Usually a lot of this stuff is based off of actual real life schemes that I'm trying to run. I'm not trying to glitch anybody out or, do something stupid like that. But so there's that play. I really like that. It comes in a pinch, especially if they've been playing a lot of zone. Next, we have normal Y off weak, which again, this is a great play, great formation. It's just not the best because it doesn't have all the better plays. It does have this RPO zone read bubble, which I want to explain something because it was brought up in one of King Reggie's lives. But if the RPO has read in it, it's not the RPO glitch if the quarterback runs, because it is a read option. As you see here, a variant of that play. But it is a read, RPO read, so you have the ability to run it or run it with a quarterback or throw it to your wide receiver. And the way you can tell is you have your rush defender who is on the outside, where you see there he rushed towards Etienne. So you can take off with your quarterback. I'm going to show you guys a little bit more in depth, but you see here this rush defender steps out to contain. And if I were to try to run with my quarterback here, he's going to get swallowed up there. He's going to get destroyed, probably big hit fumbled. So usually in this instance, you want to hand the ball off to Etienne. If not, like I said, if you try to run with the quarterback here, it's designed to go towards that left side there. So if you try to run it, he's going to get blown up. If he crashes down, however, then You can run with the quarterback, as you see there. And then I'll show you one more where he doesn't crash down and I just run. So here you're going to see the rush defender steps out to contain. Boom. I try to run, just blows it up right there. In that instance, you want to run the ball. And I'll show you another instance where if he crashes down and you just try to throw it, sometimes you have to read that outside defender. And right there you see he runs directly to Chenault. So I should have either handed it off or taken it with the quarterback. Moving on, we go to wide trips. Slot to buck is a great play. Same with curls. There's a couple of things you can do with curls. You have your 4 verts, and then you have this RPO read screen, which if you see read, like I said, then you can run it with the quarterback, and I'll show you how you know. If you see that rush defender, that R over top of an outside guy, you know that it's a RPO read or like a play like that, so you can run that. And if you see the rush defender and the I can't remember what the other guy is, but if they both rush in like this, you usually want to throw that pass. Maybe a little hairy there, but throw that and you see there the result. So we're going to keep going. Open flex weak. This is an interesting formation just because of the tight end's alignment. It does have potential for good runs, especially up the gaps. You do have trio offset weak, a lot of really good plays in there as well. And then you also have bunch tight end, which there's probably a billion videos on bunch tight end, so I won't get too into it, but really great formation. Next, you got bunch halfback strong. A great play, great formation. It just doesn't have the best plays in it. There are some good, really good plays in there. Z-spot, flood. It takes a little longer to develop. Wide trail, dig. So you have a couple of good plays to go through on that one. Bunch open offset is more of a alignment thing. So if they base align a lot, you can use that. You have the RPO trap alert screen, which is a great play in my opinion. Anytime you have trap runs, it's great. Just make sure that the either defensive tackle isn't lined up directly over the center, or else that'll create some issues with that blocking scheme. And then if you have an advantage of people on that bunch side, you can throw it to that. However, if they come out and look like this, you can do like a flood type concept. You have the dig over the middle, and then obviously the flood that you can throw to. Next, they have the double stack, which they have all the good plays in the double stack. Once again, it creates another set of alignment issues. They have the RPO trap alert screen, 4 verts. They have stack out. A lot of good plays in there. You have spread halfback weak, which once again, this probably isn't the best spread, but I mean, better than nothing. It just makes it hard for your opponent to key in on which side they want to key on. Trips, you have this RPO read bubble, which once again, it's a read, so you have the option to run with the quarterback and then slot drive. Next, you got Trey Y Flex, where there's probably on YouTube, there's probably a billion different little ebooks you can find on Trey Y Flex. So if you want to look into that, you can. But you see there, they have at least a good amount of the good plays out of that formation. And then next, we're going to go into the empty formations. That divide wheel is really good. And then also the double pivot is a great play as well. Creates a lot of space over the middle. But other than that, man, that's it for this playbook. A lot of gun plays, a lot of potential. And they also have Wildcat, which I'll show you here. But a lot of potential, a lot of potential to make big plays. But that's it, man. If you guys enjoy this, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe. We're gonna do more. After this, gonna do the Jets and the Lions after that. So look, you gotta pray for me because my blood pressure already going up. But anyway, thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.